polls have opened in Kenya as millions are electing a new president following intense campaigning. Presidential hopeful William Ruto has called on Kenyans to come out in their numbers and vote.
Yeah, Ruto cast his ballot earlier this morning in these elections. He's taking on opposition leader Raila Odinga, who actually has the backing of the outgoing President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Go vote peacefully and intentionally and deliberately so that we can choose the men and women who have a plan to take our country to the next level over the next 5 years. I am very confident that the people of Kenya will make choices that will take our country to the future.
Let's stay with that engagement. Ruto also calling on opponents to respect the voters' decisions because that is the essence of democracy.
All of us submit to the authority and the power of the vote as exercised by every Kenyan. It is upon all of us to respect the choices of the people of Kenya as it is done today in every part of Kenya and in every part of the Republic of Kenya. And I look forward to our victorious day.
All right, let's get to the latest now and speak to Voice of America journalist Kennedy Wandera, who joins us, in fact, Kennedy, at Old Kibera Primary School in Nairobi. We know that William Ruto has already cast his ballot. Raila Odinga, might he be voting in the spot where you are today?
Yeah, Raila Odinga is shortly coming to vote here in 1 hour's time, but the Deputy President William Ruto has already cast his vote. And where I am, of course, there's so much excitement because this is where he always comes to vote, Mr. Odinga.
And why in that spot? What's the significance of voting at Old Kibera Primary School?
This is his constituency. When he was a member of parliament, this is his constituency, and is considered as one of his strongholds in Nairobi, actually. And therefore, it holds so much significance to his bid because just like he did in 2017, he's coming to vote here. And many people have looked at this particular place as where his career began in politics.
So if you speak to people who are coming there to cast their ballots this morning, of course, there's no guessing who their preferred candidate is.
Definitely. They will obviously. I've been talking to a number of them here, and they are not shying away even before voting. They're saying it's their turn to cast their ballot and vote for Mr. Odinga because they believe this is his stronghold and they cannot hide it anymore.
Tell us about, whether there is any kind of resonance on the part of William Ruto, even where you are, even in that stronghold of Raila Odinga.
Definitely, there might be 2 or 3 or a number of them, but definitely they will not come out to say that they are voting for Mr. Ruto. But being Odinga's stronghold, you expect obviously people to come out and even shout in large tones that they're voting for him. So definitely, perhaps we will be looking at the final tally to see how many votes Mr. Ruto is going to get at this particular polling station. But as it is, we are seeing long queues that are continuing to build. And but early in the morning, there are few people who are turned up to vote at this particular polling station. Perhaps when Mr. Odinga comes and that time comes, we are likely to see many people coming out to vote, perhaps just to prepare him in order for him perhaps to also cast his vote. And it may be a reason why these particular queues are building up.
Yeah. You're an hour ahead of us here in Johannesburg, Kennedy. It's 5 after 9 o'clock in the morning there, so still very early on election day. But what time do you reckon we'll start seeing those results trickling in?
Yeah, in South Africa, you're likely to see this around 6 in the evening because polling sessions in Nairobi close at about 5 p.m. unless they began late. So perhaps streaming in of results begin around 7 p.m. in Nairobi, which is about 6 p.m. where you are.
Yeah.
But it also depends on how the how fast the tallying of results will be done at this particular polling station,
All
which
right.
will also happen at the National Tallying Center at the Bomas in Nairobi.
All right. Kennedy Wandera, he's at Old Kibera Primary School in Nairobi, where we expect at least one of those candidates in what is being dubbed a two-horse race, Raila Odinga, to be casting his ballot in the next hour or so. Kenya goes to the polls, 22.1 million registered voters casting their ballots in these elections.